Some very interesting developments yesterday on Capitol Hill as the tech CEOs all testified before Congress, not about censorship, but instead about an internal Facebook program that was revealed by a whistleblower who contacted Senator Hawley's office. This is important because it's the first time Mark Zuckerberg has had to answer these types of questions under oath, and we have some video of that confrontation. Let's take a listen.
Mr. Zuckerberg, tell me about Centra. What is the Facebook internal tool called Centra?
Senator, I'm not aware of any tool with that name.
Well, let me see if this refreshes your memory. There's a demonstrative now over my shoulder. Centra is a tool that Facebook uses to track its users, not just on Facebook, but across the entire internet. Centra tracks different profiles that a user visits, their message recipients, their linked accounts, the pages they visit around the web that have Facebook buttons. Centra also uses behavioral data to monitor users' accounts, even if those accounts are registered under a different name. And you can see a shot here, a screenshot provided to us of the Centra platform. We blocked out the user's name in the interest of privacy, although you can see this individual's birth date and age, when they first started using Facebook, their last login, as well as all manner of trackings. How many different devices have they used to access Facebook? How many different accounts are associated with their name? What accounts have they visited? What photos have they tagged? And on and on and on.
Pretty interesting stuff there, Krystal. And in addition, they also revealed this internal Facebook system called Tasks, which actually allows Facebook to coordinate with Twitter and with Google around censorship stuff. So, look, they claim that they use these things to target like child porn and all these other things. Okay, but,
it's all benevolence.
They also have a lot of other, impacts that they can do. I just think it's so important to actually understand, as you see there, what they have on you. And look, Facebook has a defense. They're like, we do this in order to coordinate on inauthentic campaigns on Facebook. Maybe, but just see what your data is being used, how much they have on you, coordination between the top three companies. I mean, between Google, Facebook, and Twitter, they have the entire planet's, information, and especially here in the United States. So this was a really big moment yesterday. And again, you can see Zuckerberg, I don't recall. This is something that drives me crazy about these tech
Are
hearings.
you running this company or not?
But that's the thing, is I'm beginning to realize they don't know what the hell is going on inside their own companies. I remember Bezos, they were like, Mr. Bezos, can you tell us about this predatory pricing scheme? He's like, I don't know. He's like, I haven't heard of it. And you're like, what? You run the company.
Yeah.
Same with Facebook. It just shows they're so big. They're like behemoths that the CEOs themselves are unaware of the things that they run.
Yeah, maybe. Or
maybe he's lying. And if they're lying, then I mean...
Also a real possibility of Centra. I've never heard of it.
Yes.
What's that? I mean, I think that's the thing, and as we always point out, why that line of questioning is much more important than the, you censored this thing that I was, specific thing that I was mad about, is this gets to power. This gets to you seeing how the fact that they have such a huge footprint and that they've acquired all these companies and they can track you across wherever you go across the internet, that shows the extent of the power that they have. We've been covering, of course, all this week, former President Obama out on his book tour, saying all kinds of annoying things. He had something annoying to say about this, too, that we wanted to bring to you. That's not specifically about this exchange, but he says that the internet is the single biggest threat to our democracy. And there's a way in which I agree with him. The power of these Silicon Valley behemoths is a massive threat to our democracy, but that's, of course, not really what he means when he says this. He gets into, he says, I don't hold the tech companies entirely responsible because this predates social media. It was already there, but social media has turbocharged it, being the information, misinformation ecosystem. Right. I know most of these folks, of course he does. I've talked to them about it. The degree to which these companies are insisting that they're more like a phone company than they are like The Atlantic, I don't think is tenable. They are making editorial choices, that's true, whether they've buried them in algorithms or not. The First Amendment doesn't require private companies to provide a platform for any view that is out there. At the end of the day, we're going to have to find a combination of government regulations and corporate practices that address this, because it's going to get worse. If you can perpetuate crazy lies and conspiracy theories just with text, imagine what you can do when you can make it look like you or me saying anything on video. We're pretty close to that now. So you can see from his comments, what he wants is essentially for them to make more editorial decisions, more censorship through a combination of them and government regulations. And I mean, that's a disaster waiting to happen. It's also incredibly ironic from a guy who, remember, he really pioneered
his
the use
campaign
of
his
social media.
He had Facebook's Chris Hayes running his damn website.
Yeah, and he had his own, like, My Barack Obama.
Yeah.
Like, he was the guy on social media. He rode that wave and small dollar donations and internet engagement into the White House, and to now turn around and be like, now I don't like what people are saying on these platforms is rather ironic. Some would say hypocritical.
Yeah, that's right. And look, I mean, I just saw this great tweet from a friend of the show, Matt Stoller. He goes, social media has delegitimized elections and our democracy, which is why George W. Bush stole the 2000 election and the media lied us into war in Iraq when Mark Zuckerberg was a teenager.
Wait a second.
Maybe it's something a little bit bigger than social media itself, and it's the sickness of the establishment figures which control everything, and now including the internet.
Yeah, and the massive amount of power that these companies have, but he's buddies with them, so be a little uncomfortable if he was like, I want to break you up or turn you into a public utility.
Right, how is Jay Carney, Biden's former spokesperson, going to react at Amazon?
That'll be awkward. All right, tomorrow on Rising, another great show for you, of course. Washington Post economics reporter Jeff Stein, research director with the American Economics Liberty Project, the one and only Matt Stoller, aforementioned. We're also going to have Will Joando and Inez Stepman. So many friends of the show here tomorrow.
That's right. Remember to hit the subscribe button so you don't miss any of our videos. Don't forget to like and share as well. And we will see you all tomorrow.
Have a great day, everybody.